Removal, we only have a few creatures. That really bothers me. I kind of want something like Razorfield Rhino could be good. Hexplate Golem is pretty insane. There's a lot of artifact removal, but I mean, we don't have a lot of options. We've got Kodaltha Ringleader, which could be okay. Be really good with the Turbine. Ogre Menial might not be terrible. It's a decent blocker. It's a pretty poor attacker in our Infectless deck, though. Caress of Phyrexia. I have not played much with this, but it seems like it would be pretty bad in our deck. We might side it in. If we're playing another really slow controlling deck that doesn't have poison, we might side this in just as like a value card. In the place of maybe one of the Geth's Verdicts. Let's see. I kind of want to go... I kind of want to leave Whip Flare on the sidelines for now. Morse Dogs is pretty good, especially on offense. Usually trades with something, then they take 4. Man, Morbid Plunder would really have made this deck pretty insane. We should count the Praetor's Grasp as an endgame card because we're going to steal their best colorless card and use it against them every chance we get. So we'll be able to take other people's 6-mana bombs, Wormcoil Engines, things like that, and I am personally looking forward to that. Razorfield Rhino, I count... Not a lot of artifacts. Although the ones we have are just going to kind of stick around. It's not like we're relying on Mirror surviving or anything like that to get metal crap. But I don't think we have quite enough to play a card that is wholly mediocre if we don't have... I think Hexplate Golem might just be better anyway if we want to just play a huge guy. Although it does cost 1 more. And 1 is a lot. From 6 to 7 is a lot. Don't think we'll be playing this. Doesn't seem like we have the sort of deck that can use it. I haven't given this consideration. Okay, hold on. Silver Mirror not going to make the deck. Have not decided on any of these other cards. None of these green cards are going to make the deck. Apostle's Blessing we can play for free, or with 1 mana and 2 life. And if we get our Wellspring and find our 1 Plains or have Sphere of the Sun, we can pay full value. I mean, I guess that's not too bad. Like, I kind of expect to play against a lot of green-black infect and white-red aggro, and so I just kind of just want a big guy that annoys them. Like, I'd love a Lumigrid Gargoyle for this last spot. Flame Fiend, obviously insane. Maybe 1 more. Yeah, I think this last card needs to be an artifact. Because we want to have stuff to throw with this, stuff to throw with this. So, cut these 2 for now. Although they're both solid sideboard cards that we're probably going to use at some point. We could get Bleak Coven in there, and that guy's okay. He comes in at a good spot on the curve. Don't know how often we'll be able to trigger him, but it is possible to do so. We could do like that plus a Rusted Slasher to fill out the curve. I think I'm going to go this guy plus Hexplate Golem. That gives us 16 lands plus Wellspring plus Sphere of the Suns, Pristine Talisman. 2 ways to sacrifice the Wellspring for an additional land. Is that too greedy? Maybe I should just cut the Hexplate Golem and play 17 land. I'm kind of worried about threats in this deck. I don't really have a lot of threats. This is obviously going to be just nuts against anything that doesn't have... I guess it's pretty bad against like Fangren Marauder. That sort of thing. This is actually a 4-drop. Oh, jeez. Hexy or land? Or I could cut Hexy and play like a clone shell, and that keeps my curve kind of low, but also gives me more artifacts for like this. I don't have anything in here that's strictly metalcraft, just this guy. I have artillerized to throw clone shell, and that's pretty insane. I think 19 dedicated mana sources is probably enough. I think that running a 5-drop instead of a 7-drop is a little better. Oh, I forgot Bleak Coven Vampires made the cut. So that's another card that likes us to have artifacts. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run the clone shell for now. I kind of don't like running. I'm much more comfortable with 17 land than 16. I think 9 swamps is the right number because we want to be able to Geth's Verdict as early as possible, which means we'd ideally like to have as many double swamp openers as possible. Galvanic Blast and Burn the Impure are fine cards, but they don't get worse the more stuff your opponent plays, like Geth's Verdict does. Of course, the 1 planes to go with Soul Eater. We're also happy to use Soul Eater on huge dudes at the cost of 2 life. So I think this is about as good as we're gonna do. If the Soul Eater turns out to be bad, we can cut it and play like Whip Flare or something like that. Against Infect, we're obviously going to bring in the Whip Flare and do some serious damage. But for now, I think this is our deck, and we'll see how it goes.